What's up, everybody? We're back for round three, and we have Nhan on Kaisa playing Ian on Ahri. So Ian's gonna be on the left with the black Jordan hat, gray jacket, and on the right side on the black jacket with the X on his head is Nhan Nguyen.
Yeah, pretty cold outside. That's why jackets can be worn out.
Yeah. All right, so both of these players are 2-0. And this is a matchup a lot of people like to watch. It's very interactive. It's very back and forth. The Ahri into Kaisa doesn't have like the worst matchup. I've heard estimates of 50-50 or 48-52 in favor of Kaisa, which isn't unbeatable. But that Ahri ability of to -1 any unit coming in can be really strong. And we're seeing them start on both with the Dreaming Tree. So we're gonna see a lot of drawing, a lot of interaction, and honestly, maybe one of the best matches you can watch in Riftbound.
I see a defy in Ian's hand.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
he
putting
returns.
two back.
So we saw a Sprite Mother and a retreat in Ian's hand. And we're starting up with Nhan with 2 Fury runes.
Tap two. Raven Bloom. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Raven Blooms, a lot of decks. Like you were saying, like almost round one, round three, or throughout the day, Raven Bloom being a great card. And talking about Raven Bloom, we see another Raven Bloom being chalked.
Again, in these spell slinger type decks, where both are playing sub cheap spells, this student can get to 5, 6, 7 might sometimes. And it can make a difference, like this can outpower a Kaisa very easily. Alright, so we're paying two. And we're falling starring the Raven Bloom immediately.
Oh, retreat.
And we're playing retreat to the... Oh no, we played it to the Riz. So, Ian messed up there a little bit. The way Falling Star works is it doesn't choose on targeting. It chooses on resolution. So if you're able to respond to the targeting of Falling Star with the retreat, bouncing back your student, Nhan would have been forced to kill his own Raven Bloom for the 2 triggers for Falling Star. But it seems that Ian responded to the target, so he did not to get that advantage off of him. But comes in with the Sprite Mother, conquering over the student, killing it easily because Nhan was tapped out. Plays a Poro to base, and yeah, we're coming out swinging. Both players should be.
Yeah, I mean both players playing at a very the speed, showcasing that they know their decks.
Yeah, again, these are 2 knowledgeable players. They've been around the scene in many TCGs, and they're actually some of the better players in Houston we have for Riftbound. Alright, we have a Noxus Hopeful. And he's debating whether he wants to kill the Sprite or go in for the free point. Yeah, moves into the Dreaming Tree, gets a 2nd point. Let's see where we go from here. Thinking. Could play the Kaisa to base and pass, since we're not afraid of any removal from Ahri's side. Tapping 2.
Raven Bloom.
Another student. Oh, he's debating. This is an important turn. One up, does he leave 3 up? Needs to be able to represent that he has responses to the Ahri player whenever he tries to conquer in. And we play the Kaisa to base. Pass with 1 Fury rune up. Alright, now it's important to note that Sprite token does die before the point gets conquered. Coming in for a free point.
Oh yeah, I think I noticed that he might have forgotten the 2 runes. I don't think he ever got the 2 runes.
Oh yeah.
I think he drew and started to play without.
Yeah, it was just, these players play so fast, they tend to. 3 for going second, 2 for turn, and 2 more for turn. Oh, 1 for the retreat and 2 more for turn. That is
It's correct.
that is
Yeah.
correct. That is correct. They're just clarifying, make sure that the legal game state is maintained. Um, Ian just knew his play and just skipped a step, but runes are mandatory to get, so we can't skip that. Ian has 8 runes available. Comes in with a portal and disciplines it to give it a +2, attempting to crash as it stands. Drawing for the targeting, yep. And then drawing for the discipline.
Which he drew into a Watcher, I think. Why did he draw? Did he draw twice?
Yeah, once for targeting at the Dreaming Tree, and the spell Discipline itself lets you draw a card.
Then off the tree, he drew the Watcher. Wow,
Yeah.
what a +2.
Yeah. Oh, that's a Blitzcrank. When it's played onto, it can be played when it's played onto a battlefield. It pulls a unit from your opponent's base onto that battlefield. Actually, quite a card.
We're going back to Kaiser. No units on base, so definitely gonna have to set up a presence.
Now that Blitzcrank is annoying because it will go back to his turn if it holds.
Crazy.
Okay. Gotcha. So we're hex taking the Sprite Mother away. Now we're tapping 4 and returning 1 for Adarius. He needs to clear this Blitzcrank, comes in ready for 7.
Removing the Blitzcrank, right? Unless he.
Well, so
we have
Adarius
one
comes
guy.
in with, yeah, comes in for 6 because of our ability to -1 it, and it was enough. It was an aggressive play by Nhan, hoping that Ian had nothing, and he called his bluff. So this will put at Nhan to 3 points.
We're seeing Watcher come down. Not paying the additional cost to bring it out ready, but rather saving those runes. Oh no, we are paying the additional cost to have it ready and challenging the Darius of the Dreaming Tree.
Okay, so we were able to get a point there. We're tied in points, and again, this is a very back and forth matchup. There's not really big tempo swings in here. It's about that micro advantage from the Dreaming Tree, keeping your hand size big, keeping your options there. And
we're following his Watcher with our Watcher.
That is the best out to a Watcher, just having your own. The card really does command that $50 price tag.
Oh.
We're gonna discipline it.
No, that's on card, right?
Oh, we on guard. I apologize. Which does make them crash. The Watcher comes in with -1, so 6. And the Watcher goes to 4. It goes to +6, so they crash. But the important part there is that since Ian targeted his own card with the on guard, he drew a card. So he's, I believe, quite ahead in both runes and hand advantage. Ian with 3 cards in hand.
Exhausted all runes, and a total of 6 runes on his side of things.
Yeah. Clockwork Keeper and a Student. And he pays the rest of the runes, returns a green.
Draw. Or...
for the big Ahri. This card puts a tremendous amount of pressure. If he can secure a battlefield, Nhan will be forced to answer it.
Now, why is that? Why is it if it secures a battlefield?
So the Ahri, when it holds, it conquers and it gets you an extra point just for holding. So currently Ian is at 3. If he moves into both battlefields, he'll go to 4 and then 5. If he plays a time warp, he'll start his next turn, go to 6 and then 7, and then the Ahri will get him the extra point for stability, go to 8.
Oh, so wins game 1.
Yeah, so potentially. Ian has a very threatening board. He has enough runes to play a time warp next turn, so Nhan needs to secure those battlefields and make sure that Ian isn't free to play a time warp. 8. He'll be at exactly 10 for a time warp. He's putting him on it. If Ian has a time warp, this will be game.
I saw it.
You saw it? Oh no. Oh, but Nhan can have removal. He has 4 runes up, but unfortunately only 1 card in hand. Yep, that's a Void Seeker right there. Ian did not have the answer to the Void Seeker. Moves into Student, goes to 4.
He moves up to 5, conquering the other Dreaming.
Yep, Clockwork goes to 5.
And he drops the Time Warp.
Yep, passes his turn.
And we're looks like we're scooping. Game 2.
Yes. I believe our points might have been off. Ian might have been at 4 points, so that would have been at 5-6. Time Warp 7-8. Seems we missed a point there early on. Alright, but that was a quick game. Nhan wasn't able to secure battlefield, wasn't able to keep up with the card advantage that Ahri gets for targeting so much with those cheap spells at those both Dreaming Trees. And that Blitzcrank just putting too much pressure.
It's always interesting to see two different decks playing very similar Game 1 battlefields and essentially doubling the pluses.
Yeah, it really is who can play it best.
Now, do we have their deck list?
Yes, we do.
Alright, we see Ian.
Check out their side decks in a minute and see what possibly might be coming in.
Well, looks like he has some charms and some another Sprite Mother on his sideboard. I would definitely bring in a Sprite Mother going second against Kai'Sa.
Oh, yes. The card is so good because it just commands the Kai'Sa player to play out of their hand.
You were already playing 1 charm in the main. We have 2 on the side. We have a Rune Prison, 1 Defy, Adaptation, right? And another Blitzcrank.
Oh. That Patron, that's I believe it's a 3 might unit that when it conquers a battlefield, you can buff it and kill a gear your opponent controls.
Adaptatron.
Yeah, that's one of his answers to the Aurora decks or Beta Hook decks. Let's see which battlefields they play for game 2. We can, I believe, safely assume that Nhan might play the Garden Grove. When I hold here, draw 1. But actually, he's not playing it in his list. Let me find Nhan's deck list, or more commonly known as Cousin.
We're just finishing up siding for game 2 of round 3.
Alright, so here we go. Nhan's side deck is Thermal Beams, Smoke Screens, Dr. Mundo, Progress Day, Unchecked Power, and Sprite Mother. I don't think there's many cards he playing here that can really help the
Ahri
Ahri player.
matchup, right?
Oh no, can they hear us? I believe they might be able to.
How are they able to hear us?
I actually don't know. Does one of the cameras have a speaker? I mean, So we're presenting decks here. So the time. Crazy. She's probably coming. Okay, so we're starting here. We see that Nhan opted to go first again because he has to play, and we see a Targon's Peak and an Aspirant's Climb. So we have that's a Yordle coming in, give Nhan that needed card advantage. Moves into the Aspirants.
Get it at early
And gets a
point.
point. Yeah. All right, and it's a Sprite Mother again. Getting 2 units for the price of 1 is just so big because you're forced to interact. See, playing a Hex deck on a token does not feel good.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't feel good because it was a free token to begin with.
Yeah, and you're playing a real card.
A Defy to protect the
Defy.
token.
Wow.
Really wanted to conquer that battlefield. Now, which battlefield is that one? If you, we have the Peak, Targon's Peak.
That should be Aspirant's Climb. Both players need an extra point to win the game. Alright, so we're both at 1 point, but again, we will need 9 points to win this game here. Nhan is at 6 runes. And unfortunately for Ian, he is tapped out, so Akaisa could come in ready, conquer, draw a card, get a point, and generate some advantage for Nhan. I'm thinking here. Right, we're tapping 3. Another Yordle. Yeah. We're just digging.
It's interesting to see both decks essentially digging to find more cards, more plays. And I think you're definitely right. The not microtransaction, but the micro interactions matter a lot in this matchup.
Now, they're going to be trading cards back and forth throughout the whole game. So it's about who has the last card to play. Drawing is going to be crucial here. And then that Yordle tank does make a big difference. Whenever the Ahri tries to go in and conquer, it can protect Nhan's key cards like that Noxus Hopeful. So now he's defending for 6 and readying 2 runes at the end, thanks to that Targon's Peak.
And he gets another point for conquering the other battlefield. Back to Ian's turn. The token goes away. Moving Mother up. Getting him another point. Going uncontested on that battlefield. And has about 5 runes to play with. What a crucial moment. Even us, we're trying to figure out a way.
Oh, we're stupefying the Noxus. We're trying to draw cards, and that's a Rune Prison in Ian's hand. Are you familiar with Rune Prison?
Show us, tell us.
Rune Prison
is... I think I saw that in the sideboard, didn't I? I did.
Yes.
A one of, if anything. No.
It's most commonly played as it's an out to cards like Thousand-Tailed Watcher. I believe we saw it
I
in an
think so.
earlier
Yeah,
round.
it stuns a unit. It's
Yeah, it stuns a unit, so whenever a Watcher comes down to try to conquer a battlefield that Ian's holding, it'll just stun it. It can set back Nhan an entire turn, possibly. With Ian here, we're still thinking. Again, this is not a spot where. Oh no, I believe it is Nhan's turn. Ian passed.
Darius.
Yeah. Tap 5, Return of Fury.
Oh no,
An accelerated Kaisa. So he's coming in with Yordle with 1 and Kaisa with 3. So we're coming in 4 onto 3. And a Discipline on the Sprite Mother.
These battle trick cards that draw you a card are just, and we're reacting with a smoke screen.
Yeah, oh, that's incredibly important. That'll bring the Sprite Mother back to 1 might. So it will only trade with the Yordle, and the Kaisa will be pretty safe to conquer that battlefield and get a point.
I think the chain resolves.
So we're letting it resolve. Oh, but we have still 2 runes up with Ian. We have 1 Might Sprite Mother, and we're retreating it. Alright, we're channeling a rune. And we're just letting Nhan get the point. Putting him at 3 now. Yeah, and the Kaisa will conquer and draw another card.
Yeah, I would leave a rune, kind of play some mind games, or maybe possibly the Kaisa player definitely has that retreat, not if I stupefy. We're playing Mother again. Get that token up.
It seems like Ian just doesn't have too many units to work with. That's why he needed to save this Sprite Mother. Ian does have the advantage of having won game 1, so even if he loses this game, which doesn't look too hot for him, he will be able to go first game 3. Sprite Mother comes in and is hoping to trade off with the Yordle, and he does.
A token trading in with a tank seems like a good trade to me.
Another Poro. And we're passing. This is not a good sign because now Nhan gets to go to 5 points. With 9 runes up. Oh, and that falling star might just seal this game.
Oh, on guard.
We have an on guard on the portal, which shouldn't be enough. I will go verify with this with the players.
Just adjusting the gameplay, or a better understanding of what just happened. I see Kai's player with a Watcher, which I would definitely play and clearing the base for the Ahri player. Really debating if we're dropping the Watcher. Either accelerated or not accelerated. Unaccelerated up. Clearing off the base for the Ahri player, making sure he has nothing to work with, and having to set up again on his turn. Retreating the hopeful for another push on the following. Now start up with 2 more runes, draw a card, which, oh, we see a Watcher. Was it just in time?
Okay, so we are correcting a bit of the game state here. What happened is that there was a Sprite Mother and a Poro on board. Actually, let's switch over to the stream match. I believe the judges
Oh,
they didn't know how this works. The Falling Star targeted them both. Falling Star activated, it's allowed to resolve, puts 2 reflective triggers on the Poro and the Sprite Mother. At which point, if that resolves, Ian is not able to play On Guard targeting the Poro to give it the +1. And the way that On Guard reads is that it gives it an additional +1 if it is the only unit there. But at the time of the activation, there were 2 units there, so the Poro could not go to 4. So we were correcting that, and it seems the players are not proceeding with the game.
now we're seeing the Ahri player play the Watcher he drew for turn.
Yeah.
And we're passing on that. The Kaisa player is now at 7 points, with the Ahri player at 3 points after conquering that battlefield. Rating our units.
Good.
2 for turn already. We have 3, 6, 9 runes to play with, so we're not at the time warp.
No, unfortunately not. But we have 11 might on base to the 7 might that the Ahri player has, but the Kaisa player needs to be aware of that Ahri ability. Nhan is thinking with 3 runes up.
Oh, thank you for
and
the
3
sub.
cards in hand. What could Ian possibly have? Now we know there's a rune prison there. So if Nhan goes in not respecting that, he will not be able to conquer that battlefield and he will lose a unit in that exchange.
With 9 runes at your disposal, right? Like, what do you think the Kaisa player might be
I
contemplating?
don't know. I think he has a lot of cards in hand. He's debating because I mean 3 runes up with 3 cards in hand. The Ahri player could have an On Guard. He could have Disciplines. He could have Stupefies. And again with the Watcher and the Hopeful coming in with -1s, that's actually only 9 might.
Yeah, because you can't forget the ability of the Ahri.
Yeah, that's what makes it good here. Progress Day.
Wow. We're gonna draw 4 cards. That is a stack of cards in his hand. There's a lot of plays that you can possibly do. Let's see if he drew into it.
Now, the Kaisa player is very far ahead. That even tapping 6 runes for this Progress Day is setting him too far behind. Draw 4. You know.
Very simple fact.
Yeah. What more do you want on the card? Draw 4. Pottery has nothing on this.
Not even Professor Oak, like Professor's Research.
I didn't know that draw 7. That card has plenty on this.
Draw 7 in a game.
Yeah, it's absurd. All right, so we're debating on coming in or not. Again, this is really the part that a Riftbound player seem to like most about the game is all these reactive spells. +1s, -1s, deal 3 damages. Every card reads pretty simple, but it's actually quite a complex game. So we're tapping 1 here for a Hex Tech. Putting 3 damage on that Watcher.
Now the Watcher's still doing 7 damage, but it is now at 4 health.
Yes. So 4 coming in would be enough to kill it.
That would just run into Hopeful by itself. Wouldn't you?
But no, the Hopeful would not be enough because of the Ahri ability. Alright, so we're coming in with
yes,
Watcher
right.
and Hopeful. And there's a Rune Prison on the Watcher.
Well, that's what you said earlier. Stunning the watcher, correct?
And we're retreating the Watcher. So this will trade negatively for Nhan on that Noxus. But he has a Watcher back in hand. Ian does go to 4 points now. But just knowing that Watcher's coming next turn is brutal. And he also has to out this Kaisa this turn, otherwise he loses. But I don't think Ahri plays anything other than a Charm. That is the only solution he has to get rid of this Ahri.
Do you think he drew it off the Yordle?
I see a Wind Wall, that's what I see there. Wind Wall, a Sprite Mother, and I don't know the third card, but I don't think I see a Charm. I think it's a Clockwork Keeper. Unfortunately, that's not going to help him much. Unless he draws it. He's walling up with the Euro. Oh, he was debating on where to play it.
Oh wow, we're walling up in that battlefield. We definitely don't want. Why are we walling up?
Time Warp, that should be game. Yep. That gets us there, and we go to a game 3 now.
I love how seasoned these players are. Just as soon as it passes to the Kaiser player, he's like,
Yeah.
I have time for it.
It's like, hey, I got it, bro. Do you need me to go through the motions, you know? Alright, now with 23 minutes left for game 3, that's still plenty of time. Oh. And we're switching to our last battlefield. For Ian, this should be Grove of the God Willow, which is going to let him draw a card if he holds. And for Nhan, it should be Reaver's Row, which will let him retreat his Kaisa in critical showdowns.
Do the battlefields have to be different sleeves from your runes?
You know, I actually don't know the policy when it comes to that, with how strict they are about it. But it's best practice, right? That they don't get shuffled into the main deck.
Because I know the main deck and the rune deck, different sleeves.
Yes.
You have your legend, different sleeve.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about the battlefields though. I'd assume so, right? Just to avoid mix-ups. I mean, they're easily fixable as long as they're not the same color as the main deck. If you get 2 runes and you get a battlefield there, you can just remove it and get a different rune. You know, I'm having a hard time not addressing Nhan as cousin this whole stream. I keep wanting to refer to him like Nhan. For context, the player on the right, the Kaiso player, goes by cousin amongst everybody in Houston. It's actually nobody's cousin.
No one's.
No, he's Kai's cousin.
Oh yeah. Change his name to cousin.
Let's run it. All right, let's see where's it at. Player 2 name, right? Nope. Player 1 name. Cousin.
He's gonna love that.
All right, there we go. We got cousin on Kaisa.
And Ian
on Ahri. Going into game 3 now.
Oh, the whole process of sleeving up.
Side deck card?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, me personally, I shuffle for about 10-20 seconds. Now, this is getting ridiculous. We're past a minute here on shuffling.
Maybe they're just yapping.
The deck's random, bro. Like, just present them. Let's start.
Now, I've seen some articles or some videos about like pile shuffling doesn't really do anything for the deck. Just like shuffling, like riffle shuffling, like how they are, just 7 to 8 times is enough to randomize the deck.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think if you power shuffle enough times, it like fully goes back to where it was or something like that. I
Yeah.
think if you follow the pattern, you know.
So essentially, you might be like breaking your own self doing that form. But I
Yeah.
think it's just the physical action of doing it tricks the mind in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel like it's randomized.
And then you draw your first cards and you're like, why am I?
We're sending decks.
I know,
Cousin is
we're
finalizing
shuffling
his
again.
side deck. And,
Now let's shuffle again.
this is a shuffling simulator here.
It's been 2 minutes on shuffling.
Oh, brother, there's
Not
no
the
way, bro. Please, bro. Like, we've killed like 2 minutes of this.
We're gonna 3 minutes on shuffling.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I hope Ian doesn't pile shuffle as well.
No, there's no way, bro. I'm over there and
Cousin ends
fearing.
pile shuffling, Ian starts to pile shuffle.
Bro, I swear we've lost 4 viewers during this shuffle compilation. Guys, we're about to start, I promise. Okay, alright. There we go. Ahri deck's presented, Kaisa's presented. Gotta shuffle your opponent's deck now? Okay, alright. Shuffling the runes. It's important to shuffle them, you know. It's not often that it matters, but for Ahri, for example, not having that green rune for Defy can change the whole game.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it is important to shuffle.
So Ian's definitely going first. We
Absolutely.
have Grove is one of the battlefields, and the other one is, remind me again?
Reaver's Drum.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is going to be all about who gets to hold at that Grove of the God Willow. From watching a lot of games, this is going to be a very aggressive game.
Oh, no green.
Yeah, see, there we go. Now, turn one, it doesn't. Oh, and he passed. He didn't have a 2-drop. That's going to matter so much because Cousin did. There's a green rune, plays 4, Sprite Mother, into the Grove.
It's a point, right? Unless he has an answer. Well, it looks like. Are we
He's debating it. Yep, he has to Hextech here. Yep, there's the Hextech removal. It's important because now the student can go into the Grove freely. Otherwise, he would have gone with 1 might, conquer it, and he can try to hold it. And if he does, get that draw advantage, and it's actually a very heads-up play from Cousin.
He must be able to hold, especially, I mean, knowing that Mother's on the base and can't contest that.
Yeah.
Unless he's putting on Ian to get that free point on the other battlefield.
Ian will be forced to go into Grove of the God Willow and contest it. Ian is already behind. As we can see, he missed his 2-drop. He was forced to play Sprite Mother, sending back a rune. So he's only at 3 runes right now. He's going to go to 5 next turn. To have all that going against you and giving your opponent a draw is not where you want to be. Oh, and Cousin moving in with Kaisa onto the Reaver's Row.
I mean, essentially, that is kind of like a free point. Having Reaver's Row, being able to just put back the Kaisa into your base, right?
Yeah, protected. Oh, and he passed. Looks like he doesn't want to contest the Grove of the God Willow yet. He doesn't mind not getting a draw. He wants to play a slower game. Ian on 6 runes. Just passing.
Again? Wow.
Wow, his hand
I
must
wonder
be...
what his hand must be. If he passed 2 turns with no play.
There's no units there. That's all we can tell. He would have played a Poro, he would have played a student, he would have played something to develop his base. So it has to be all spells.
Well, I guess that telegraphs a little bit to Cousin that maybe his hand's full of spells. Battle tricks.
Yeah, defies, rune prisons again. So he knows that if he goes in challenging on that Sprite Mother, he's gonna have a hard time. So he needs outside removal, Void Seekers, Hextech Rays, all kinds of things to get rid of that. Tapping 3, and that's gonna be a Void Seeker. Gonna deal 4 damage to the Sprite Mother.
Or retreating though. Defy.
Yep, Define. See, but this isn't good for Ian either. He's setting back on runes again. Now, it's important to note that the Ravenbloom student did not get a counter because the Void Seeker did not resolve. So it still sits at 2 might. Moves the Kaisa back, puts the student there, plays the Yordle, and ends his turn.
Would that put him at 3? No, right?
No, the battlefield was already held for a point. Ian on 7 runes. Alright, and there are the units. A Yordle, Poro. Alright, we're finally developing. Ian was able to draw an extra card for holding that Grove of the Garden Willow. And he's just walling up there now.
We're passing turn with 2 runes to play with for Cousin's turn. Yeah, the rune count is looking very different on both ends of the board.
Yeah. So currently there's 5 might at the Grove of the Garden Willow. But as soon as Cousin attacks, that Poro will gain its defender plus 1 might. So he'll be defending with 6. Counting Ahri's ability, it's going to be a lot of attack modifiers coming in. Playing 4, returning a blue.
Smoke screen.
That's a Sprite Mother
And a token of 3.
token, a Rio token.
I think the token already has the number 3 on the might, don't it?
It does, yes. I think he just left it there because it was already there. But it's interesting now. He can go in and contest it because I believe Ian is tapped out, no? Oh no, he has 2 runes up. Yeah, that could be so many things.
Moving the Kaisa.
He's coming in. He's gonna come in aggressive because they're all getting -1 from the Ahri. So he's coming in Kaisa for 3, Yordle for 1, and Sprite Mother for 2. He's coming in with 6 onto 6. Now he's playing 2.
That is a smoke screen.
Yep, that's a smoke screen now on the Poro. So now that Poro is 1 might, Sprite Mother's 3 might, and there's a Rune Prison on the Kaisa. Cousin needs some kind of removal, otherwise he's gonna come in for 3 onto 4 might. He will not win this exchange. But Ian is tapped out now. And everything resolves. So the Kaisa moves back. Well, actually, no, the Kaisa does no damage, but the... Yes, that works. Kaisa came in with 3. The Yordle with 1, that's 4. And he's defending with...
6, right?
He was defending with 4. I believe something should have died.
Why 4? Isn't the Poro and the Mother?
Well, the Mother's 3 might, correct? And the Poro is 2 plus 1 because of the
effect.
defender.
Mm-hmm.
But then Smokescreen lowered it to 1. So Cousin was able to deal at least 2 with the Sprite Mother and 1 with the Yordle. So something should have died. I will go clarify this with the players.
Oh wow, we're seeing a Watcher being dropped, killing off the token. Juan's going over to verify something with the players. Yes, my mother is 3. Still dropping the Watcher, removing the token. The Watcher comes out unready. He's trying to clear off bodies off the
Yeah, so what happened is both players knew the Poro died, they just forgot to remove it off the field. So, yeah. Our player does go to 4 points, one for holding on the Grove Willow and one for conquering with that Yordle. Can you hear me?
Hmm?
Okay. That's it. I apologize for that. So we have Cousin debating on how to play his turn now. He has a Student, Sprite Mother, and the Noxus Hopeful at base.
For returning one. Does that remind you of another mother?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the only card that will meet that criteria. It's a token outside of our viewpoint, but we know it's there. And that's what matters, right? Knowing it's there.
I hope the players know it's there.
Alright, so.
So what we have?
Oh, that is 5, I believe. Is that a Darius coming now? 5. Return 1. That should be a Darius.
But it looks like Ian has one rune ready. Could be a possible treat. So moving it back because of Reaver's Raw. Saving that unit.
So that Darius come in, conquered, and was able to get Cousin a point.
Now he's trying to decide if he's going to fortify or challenge. We're challenging.
He's coming in with 3 and 2 due to that Ahri ability. So 5 onto a Sprite Mother with 3, and this would trade evenly. But it's important to get that off the field. 1, to be able to conquer the point, and 2, to be able to keep Ian from drawing cards non-stop. I believe he's drawn 3 cards off holding from that, 2 cards from holding that Grove. The problem for Cousin now is that he is completely tapped out.
Yeah, living like an open game state. Not open game state, but like free range for.
Yeah. Ian can do whatever he wants now. Yep, that's an easy conquer. Puts him at 5. But he doesn't have an out for this unless he plays a card from his hand to get rid of that Student. But he's got like 8 cards in hand, so I'm sure he has something.
Moving up the order to contest with the Ravenbloom. Easy trade.
Yep, tap 2, play a Portal.
And his own Ravenbloom. With leaving 3 runes up.
Yeah. So he did retreat that Darius, so he does have it at base. It can go +2 with 2 cards activated. So we're seeing a very back and forth game. You know, they're very close in points. Their battlefields are pretty similar. Their rune counts are pretty similar.
And 2. Oh, is that it? Is that a Watcher? Yeah.
That is a Watcher. Yeah, returns 2 to bring it ready. -3's the board entirely.
Putting Yordle at 1. The Watcher at 4. We can't forget that Ian has 3 runes up. Ready to go for anything.
Yeah, we saw a Wind Wall in his hand. We see a Sprite Mother. So he has 2 cards that we at least need to keep track of. And so we see Sprite Mother coming in. 2 might onto 2 might, trading off evenly. Ian wants to protect here. waiting on it. And he disciplines the Yordle. So now he's going to be at 4. No, I apologize. 3 might to 2 might, killing it and drawing a card. Now that +2 from discipline is for the turn. So Nhan will have to keep that in mind, that Yordle, even though it got Watchered, is back to 3 might, or actually stronger than it was before. Ian still has 1 rune up, which could be a Stupefy or an On Guard.
Well, Cousin's gonna have to do something, right? Because Ian's already at 6 points, and if he doesn't challenge anything here, then game next turn.
Yeah, he absolutely needs to clear these battlefields. So he comes in, conquers over there. This Darius is coming in with 4 might onto 3, and it's enough. That will put Cousin at 7 points now.
Okay.
Alright, so we're back to Ian's turn. He's at 6 points. Cousin's at 7 points. Cousin has 1 rune up. Ian has enough units in his base to be able to contest this nicely. And, oh, here it is again. Was that Watcher once more, affecting the might of everything on board, and that's enough. Ian was able to secure that game, secure that Watcher, and now he will go on to the next round 3-0.